Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to episode 18 of City Skylines. Things are still going relatively well. We still have a few problems in the city, definitely. It is a little bit of a struggle to keep our population up. We managed to get over 36,000 and it's actually starting to drop again a little bit. We have bought another patch of land over here and I think what we're going to need to do is build another relatively decent residential area. We do have a couple of highway connections over here. I would like to build another residential area. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the game, and the reason for that is I'm going to take out a massive chunk out of this this highway here, because that always seems to be the best way to put in a junction. And we're going to use one of the pre-built ones again, just because whenever I make one it ends up being particularly messy. So I think what we'll do, we could go for the cloverleaf, or maybe we want to try the three-way intersection on this one. Does take up quite a lot of space, because we don't really need a crossover. Maybe the three-way intersection will be enough, but do we want to build this side or do we want to build that side? I think we're going to need both, so I think we're actually going to need the cloverleaf. And before we can even build that, we need to take even more of this road out. Don't want to take too much because, of course, we do need to connect it all up. So let's try that again. We'll grab the road, we'll grab the three-way intersection. How do we rotate this? There used to be a button to rotate. Right click seems to do it somewhat. Oh, I'll hold right click and turn. There we go. A roundabout here, possibly? Or do we want this road to be the one that goes under? I think we want this road to be the one that goes under. So let's try around there. It's a little bit tricky, of course, because the pre-built junctions, the roads are actually closer together than they are on the roads on the map, which is a bit strange. So let's go back into our highways, and we need to connect these up. And this one, making sure I go in the right direction, of course, because they are one way. So that now gives us the highway connection that we need, and people can get on and off this road. It doesn't allow people to get off the highway into the area that we're going to be, though, now I stop and think about it. So maybe this isn't ideal. Well, yeah, it does. We could run these this highway down into a roundabout or something. So I mentioned before about these roundabouts that were very efficient in the way that they handle traffic. I'm going to try and build one. Now, they're a little bit tricky to do, but I'm still going to try it anyway. And I can't guarantee that the way I'm doing it is the ideal way, the optimal way, but I will certainly try to do it. Now, they do take up quite a bit of room as well. Now, let us start, just to give me a point of reference. We'll build in this direction. We're going to filter these three-lane highways down into 2 lanes, basically. So we'll do everything with sided with trees where we can. So we want a one-way road that is a 2-lane one-way road with trees. And this is going to be our road off, and this one will be our road back on. So we've got the one-way systems there, and we are going to essentially join these up with one little section of road that goes in the opposite direction to that, because that's just been done wrong. Make me sure that I get this correct. Yeah, we need to skip that out a little bit. This is going to be tricky. How do I want to do this? In fact, oh, I want to delete the road, not put extra junctions in. There we go. Can I delete any of that? Not really. Right. We'll make it slightly different. What I'll do is we'll connect these up into a little 6-lane road if we can. So let's bring a road down to here. That's about in the middle. And then we will take some 4-lane roads and, well, we don't even need that. We can just do 2-lane roads one way. So you're going to go that way, and you're going to go that way. Gives us a double intersection, but it will essentially solve our problem. So we'll build one of these roundabouts over here, just for something a little bit different to do. So what I want to do is start by building a little triangle. And again, we're going to do everything with roads with trees. So we're going to build a little bit of a road out that goes in this direction here. And that's going to be one way. And I'm just going to build this temporarily because I need to change some of the directions. So that will be a one-way road off. And this bit of the road is now running in the wrong direction. That will be a one-way road that runs in that direction. Now what I'm going to do, switch to a 6-lane one-way road, switch to curved roads, and we're going to use the normal trick for building a circle. So we're going to go out to the first marker, click, and then go up to the second marker and click. And then what we're going to do is switch back to the 2-lane road with trees. And we are going to move forward for... we want to do about the same distance that we have here. Now, it's difficult to measure that, but if we actually look, it's about 2/3 of the distance between the two markers. So it's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 cells. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's about there. That should be... oh, we need the straight road tool for this one. So we want to go out to about there. And then we will build the curve again. Like I said, I'm not sure I'm doing this the optimal way to get the shape, but the basic principle is still the same. So we do that. Then we want to go back to the 2-lane one-way road on a straight road. Build it out to about that sort of distance. Back to the 6-lane with the curve. Out to the first marker, curve it round to the second. 2-lane one-way system again, straight road. Build that out for about that far. And then we need the 6-lane road again. Out to the first marker. And, oh, nope, did that wrong because it needed to be curved. Curve tool. Out to the first marker. And then over here. And that links up. So basically we've got our road. So it's not exactly a perfect circle, because the way I've done it is by using these curved bits and putting the 2-lane roads in. The way that I've seen it drawn actually works out a lot better, because it's almost a perfect circle. But basically, we're going to replicate this junction on the 4 straight points. So what you end up with is any traffic that wants to carry on going around the roundabout just goes in the right-hand lanes and carries on going right. Obviously, it will be the other way around if you're playing right-hand traffic. And then traffic can leave the roundabout and enter the roundabout. And there's absolutely no traffic lights. If you actually look on these junctions, there's no traffic lights at all. So they do seem to be incredibly good roads. So what we're just going to do here is we will take the 2-lane roads one way with trees. And we will make sure we're on the straight road tool. We go off here in that direction and rejoin in that direction. We go off here in this direction, rejoin in that direction. What I probably should do with this is save it as a template so we can use it again. And go off in that direction and rejoin in that direction. And there we have it. So what we can do now is we can take our road types, whatever sort of size road we want to go for, maybe 4-lane roads with trees. And we can build these roads connecting off these lanes here. Like so. And that will give us incredibly efficient traffic usage on these roads. Let's go off and build in this direction. And I think we'll just plough straight through into that neighbourhood. And we'll have one road that comes over here. We'll have a nice little coastal district, I think. In fact, for this one, let us switch down to the 2-lane roads. We'll go for the curve tool. And we'll sort of try and curve it around on the front if we can. Not too close to the sewage works. That can connect up. I'm happy to do that. And we'll carry on going over in this direction. That's it. That seems fine for now. And we could probably afford to have a road or two that connects up something like this. Room for another one to curve around. Not perfect, but it will do. Probably room to do something similar. See, I don't really want to have one there because we'll have a crossroad junction, but we could certainly get one to curve around like so. And maybe over here we'll just have one that curves back in on itself. Now, obviously, that's going to need water and all of the usual amenities and stuff. But what I'm going to do here is we will have a bit of commercial in the centre of the roundabout, because everyone likes to try and cross a roundabout to get to the shops. So let's go ahead and do that. And in fact, I think we'll have the commercial all the way around the outside of that little traffic circle as well. And some of these placements are a little bit awkward because we're not using straight roads, but that's fine. And then all the rest of it, I will probably just zone completely residential. So let's just go ahead and do all of this. Just dragging the big square around it is the easiest way of doing it. I say it will need water, it will need other stuff. Before we actually build anything else, let's go ahead and grab ourselves a nice big park or something. What's the biggest one we can get? This one. It's absolutely colossal. Fortunately, it doesn't quite fit in the centre of the roundabout, which is a bit of a shame. We could put it here. We'd get some overlap on this side. So let's put this one... Didn't quite want to go on there, did you? Let's put one over here, and we'll have another one over on this side. There we go. I'm happy with the placement there. It's a bit random, but it'll do. So let's just unpause. We'll go ahead and get the water connected up here. I'll see if I can do a better job with it than I have done previously with connecting up water. We'll try and be optimal where we can. No guarantees how that's going to work out. So there's another line. And probably need another one from about here. There we go. There's a little bit of a gap there. So there's already places that up here that aren't getting power. I'm going to have to go out this way because we've got the problem with the coast, of course. So let's do that. Yeah, a lot of these places without power. We'll sort that out very shortly. And maybe here. Yep. And one tiny little one over here. And bear in mind, we can build more waterworks and stuff over there. So it looks like we might actually be getting power over here now. Just untick that. Because we are getting some stuff connecting up. Now then, what I wanted to do... So there are still a few places without power, but they will connect up. We don't have a lot of traffic on here now. And we are running at full speed. But if you actually look at how the traffic moves around the roundabout... It's actually flowing quite freely. I wish you'd go away because that's very annoying. In fact, speaking of that, let's go into the options here. And go into gameplay. Can we actually turn that off? MISC. Auto open chirper messages. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Because that is very, very annoying. Resume game. So, yeah, we'll come back and have a look at this once the city gets a little busier. And we get some more traffic going around it. But generally, this particular design seems to work well. Now, I haven't done it evenly. In fact, the best junction is probably this one. Because it's pretty much a perfect triangle. The rest of them are a little bit crappy. If I'd have got the measurements right and got the grid right, which is why I'm probably tempted to go and build this in the asset builder so it can be reused at a later date. But building it in this sort of configuration certainly seems to help. Because the traffic just keeps flowing smoothly. Traffic going around the roundabout doesn't have to stop for traffic joining the roundabout because you've got basically 4 lanes filtering into 6. Traffic going around the roundabout doesn't have to stop for anything else because if it wants to turn off, it's got 2 lanes all to itself. And if it wants to carry on going around, it's got 2 lanes all for itself. And it just seems to work quite well. I know the developers were aware of an issue where traffic tended not to use all of the lanes that were available. So if you had a 6-lane road like this and the traffic wanted to turn left, they'd all use the left-hand lanes and wouldn't filter around the roundabout. But I'm not sure whether or not they've fixed that. They may well have done. But the problem certainly seems to have improved anyway. But just look at that roundabout. I mean, there is literally no traffic problems going on there. It says there's a lot of heavy traffic, but I mean, there isn't congestion. This is traffic volume. There's certainly no traffic getting stuck. So that's not a problem. That being said, while we're not watching this, the rest of the city is probably burning down. So let's go and have a look and see what is happening all over the place. Not too bad. We're still losing population. Remarkably, we are losing population. And we've got plenty of housing. We have got plenty of workers. I guess we do have some unemployment. We do need some more industrial. How have things progressed over here? Certainly doesn't seem to be nearly as much of a traffic problem since we implemented the one-way system over here. There's still certainly lots of places burning down. So that's an issue. Do we want to connect this up and make it into a bit of a traffic circle? Probably do. Again, we could make that one way, 2 lane. That wouldn't be a bad thing to do. Let's go ahead and zone that in using the right tool. Now, I think what we need to do, I think we need to get some good old-fashioned industry going on. We don't really have any... Well, we have a little bit, but we don't have an awful lot of the sort of standard industry, general industry. So, again, we're getting places that are closing down because they don't have enough educated workers. And I've just gone and deleted all the wrong buildings, which is fine. You're next to a road. Still people up there getting sick. I mean, there are hospitals up there. We've got another couple of empty buildings, another couple burning down. This is probably going to be a good place to build our industry, actually, over on this side. So let us consider doing that. Do we have any natural resources over here? Not really. Bit of fertile land at the back, but not an awful lot to be concerned with, really. So let's go ahead and build ourselves some roads over here. We will... We'll do similar to what we did over there, actually. We'll take a 2-lane, one-way road with trees. We'll build one off in quite close together, so it's a little bit tricky. Let's try and rotate the camera around to make this easier. So we'll build one that goes off in... Oh, no, let's do it this way first. We will build ourselves 4-lane road with trees, and we'll build that roughly in the middle if we can. There we go. Oh, it's because we're on curved roads. That's why it's all going wrong. So you're going to build up to about, let's say there, just to be fair. And then we'll go for those 2-lane roads with trees, one way. So you're going to connect to there, and you're going to connect to there. Does a little bit of a curve thing because of the way the road snaps and has to make room for other stuff. But that's not too much of a problem. We can carry on and make this a 6-lane 2-way road, I suppose. This can just be our sort of backbone for the industrial area. So let's go ahead and do that. And then let's see if we can do something and avoid having too much of an issue with traffic, shall we? Let's go for a 2-lane, one-way road. And we'll stick to grids, just to annoy people. But what we will do is we'll come off in this direction, as pretty much as far as we can, really. We won't go right to the edge of the water. We'll move down in this direction. We will move back in. Not all the way, because I don't want to connect up with the road. And this is a trick, and I'm going to say a dirty word here, but this is a trick that actually used to work on SimCity. Which is where what you essentially do is to cut down on the number of intersections. You just have one long S-shaped road that just snakes back on itself. And it can look a little bit ugly, but it works. So we'll carry on just doing this for a little while. It's starting to run out of space. Not going to let me connect to there, are you? Maybe that is enough. Well, it doesn't have to be a perfect grid, I suppose. So we can come out here, go out to there. Looks a little bit weird, I grant you. But it will work. And then that can connect up to the end of this road here. And then we'll have another one-way system that comes off in this direction and basically does the same thing. So we will zigzag our way out here. Time consuming, yes, but it will be worth it at the end. So let's go out to these sort of borders. And I'm sort of min-maxing here. I'm trying to use the most amount of space possible. We are leaving a few little gaps, I appreciate. We can go out to about there. Just using the grid lines so that we get as many places in as we can. Let's go out to there. One more grid line, and you can come back up, and you can't quite connect unless we go to there, but then we can connect you up. So what we've basically got is a huge one-way system that will alleviate a lot of the traffic. What we can also do as well is we could potentially make some two-way roads here and here just to let some traffic get on and off. So if we make some four-lane two-way roads, we can build one here, which will give us an intersection. And we could build another one up here for the opposite side. And obviously this is one-way traffic here anyway, and this is one-way traffic here. So it does make life a little bit easier. Traffic coming off here is only going to be able to go in this direction, and traffic coming off this way can go in both. So that should help things out a little bit. Now, we don't have any water over here. We don't have any zoning over here or anything either. Not yet anyway. Before I put anything down at all, let us go ahead and get some very basic amenities. Let's start by putting in a couple of parts and things if we can. So we will have one down in this corner. We'll have one up in this corner. They will cover each other. Let us go ahead and have a fire department, because this is going to be industrial. We'll put them down here next to the junctions to the main roads, because they will have the easiest reach to get to the these areas. This is the only problem, of course, with these streets, because they are one way and they're quite long. It's not optimal for your emergency service departments, but they should be able to reach them relatively well. Now, I know none of these things have power. That is fine. Let's go ahead and put in the water to begin with. That's going to be the main crux here. So we will run this pipe straight up along the coast. And I'll actually use this as my grid. So we'll bring one down from here. Whereabouts? There, possibly. Yeah, we should be able to line that up almost all the way down. One from... Well, we will have to come out at a bit of a strange angle because of the shape of the area. And what about here? No, we can't quite get that. Let's double away along the bottom there. You're going to go up as far as you can, which is there. Another one in that area should be fine. And we're going to zone all of this industrial, and this will be general industry. So, yes, it might be a bit of a crappy area. It will end up with a lot of pollution and stuff. We do need power lines, of course. So, let's just run some power lines from here. We can go across the road and connect up. Power should still be fine for now. Of course, we can go ahead and get ourselves another power plant. It's not a bad idea. Must be placed roadside. Yeah, that will do. So that will sort out a lot of our power problems. I know we did reduce our power budget, and in fact, we can still go ahead and do that a little bit more. Won't hurt to do that at all. We'll keep our eye on it just to see what it is up to. Still not getting any more people moving in, which is really, really annoying. What's going on with Chirper? They like the smoking ban, green energy. Yeah, it's like everything. Some people are happy about some things and some people are less happy about others. Water. What's our water situation? Water situation is fine. We will probably need to have some garbage disposal here. So we will have an incinerator plant. Again, we can pop that on the main road. It just makes it a little bit easier for the traffic. Can we get a train line up here is the question. Our train line would need to go through this block. It's going to be a little bit difficult to get there from where it is, unless we bring it up alongside the highway, which we certainly could do. We'll certainly consider doing that. We seem to be getting a lot of buildings here. These have been abandoned because there are no raw materials. So it seems like the this is forestry or fertile land? I think this was all forestry. So we might have to go ahead and make Victoria Hills into general industry now. So you are going to be general industry. I was hoping not to have to do that and keep this a nice area, but they're just running out of forest stuff to work on. Now, we haven't zoned this area yet, and we've still got some areas that don't have power, which is a little bit annoying because you would think they would be. Oh, no, our power's dropped too low. That's my own fault. I dropped the budget a little bit too much there. So let's go ahead and keep you... Well, let's just keep you at 85%. That should be enough. And everywhere should get power reaching it. That should sort those problems out. So let's go ahead and zone this area. We'll use the nice big brush because I'm lazy. So we'll get all of that covered. And this is all just going to be general industry. No, power should be fine now. Yeah, power's fine. Well, at least it says it is. Yeah, you should have power because you're next to the power plant. There we go. What we do want to do is we will enforce smoke detectors distribution because that should help with... We've already had one fire here already, which is fantastical. Let's go ahead and have somewhere on this main road, if we can fit one in, we will have our freight train station. Not really a space for it here. So what I'm going to do, just quickly pause the game because I've got a little bit of an idea. I'm just going to delete a little bit of this road section here and reconnect it back up in the right direction, which is one-way street. It's 2 lanes, one way with trees going in near enough that direction. Rezone it with the right tool. And then if we go back to our transport, we should be able to fit this in here now. Yep, we can. Fantastic. Before I unpause, because I need to somehow try and get the rail to it, I'm going to end the video because we've gone well over time now. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you're still enjoying City Skylines. And I'll see you on the next video. Until then, goodbye for now.